Hello, it is Tuesday. Jill Wagner over here. Let's talk about some dog stuff. So, how is everybody doing? I was just thinking about that Apple place in North Collins. We didn't go last year, and I was just thinking about going, and then I remembered they closed, didn't they? I got apples today, and they were actually really good, but they came from Walmart, not a tree out in North Collins. But there was a place out in North Collins. There was one in Brant one time. I think that one closed a long time ago, but there was one on Shirley Road, and I think that one closed. Does anybody know of any places to go pick apples? If you do, shoot me a message. I'm interested. I like going and doing that. Evan likes doing that. Frank likes doing it, I think. Anyways, so what's going on? The pup trot is coming up in a couple days, and we have now 4, not 5 judges coming for the costume contest. Zulu Tales had to back out due to illness. So they are still including in your check-in pack some cool stuff from Zulu Tales. That's the place that does pet identification tags where you can scan the QR code and it brings the information back to the owner. So if you find a dog and they have a Zulu Tales tag on, you can scan it with your phone, and that information should take you back to who the owner is, so you can reunite the pet with the family ASAP. So the Zulu Tales will not be there, but they will be providing some little things to put inside the check-in pack, so you'll have information on them. Posh Pets is coming, and she is going to do those nail trims at the very end of the pup trot and costume contest. $10 cash only, please. It'll just take a couple minutes for your dog's nails to get trimmed, and you will be happy that you did it, because who loves trimming their dog's nails at home? I don't. I actually took Evan, I took Evan. Evan did go, but, I interchange my dogs and my kids' names. It's weird. I call my dog Evan. I call Evan Veda. I can't help it. But I took Veda and Carlos to get their nails done this past week, and Carlos is kind of a jerk when he gets his paws touched, and the groomer actually put him in a sling this time, which I was excited to see because I've been wanting to try that. So he was literally like a little burrito in this cloth thing, and he was hanging and suspending from the rod, or the rod that's above her grooming table. He was suspended in the air, and it made it so much easier to go around and trim his nails. So I liked it. It was effective, and it was super quick. So the sling is awesome. If you ever have a chance to see one, they're like I don't know, I guess they can hold like up to 220 pounds or something. So can you imagine a dog that big hanging from the air? I don't think there's any dogs that are that big, but Veda's, like 90, 85, 90, and I can't even imagine her hanging, but apparently it would support her, and she could. We don't have to use it for her because she's good about nail trims right on the floor. Anyways, Posh Pets will be there doing nail trims at the very end. They are going to be judging the costume contest. Golden Paws Boarding and Daycare will be there. 716 Pets, a rescue group will be there. I'm excited about that, and they are going to be my focus group this year too, with collecting things for the holidays. So we're not collecting for them at the pup trot. I'm going to put a Christmas tree up in my store window soon, and you can get with me and drop off things that are on the list that 716 Pets could use for their rescue group and for their foster families and stuff. As far as collecting things at the pup trot, if you would like to bring a toy, inexpensive toy, or a bag of treats or something like that, Lucy's family, Lucy, who is leading the pup trot, the golden retriever, her family is going to take those things that are donated and donate them to the rescue of their choice. State Farm will be there. There's information that is going to go in your check-in packs from State Farm, and they offer pet insurance. I didn't know this until I asked a few weeks ago. They actually insure Doggo Mafia just for liability insurance, but they actually do have pet insurance. So they gave me some brochures to put in the check-in packs, and Brian will be there as a judge for the costume contest too. So what else? Let's see here. Bandanas are almost finished. I went with like a plaid theme this year for the pup trot bandanas. This happens to be Robin's. and I thought they were kind of cute, more neutral. You know, a lot of times I do like a bright colored flag, or yeah, flag. Oh my gosh. Um, a bright colored leaf print or something like that, but I decided to go with a more neutral plaid theme, and I thought they were pretty cute. So those are almost finished. Pup Trot, you get ice cream, dog ice cream. There's going to be a picture taken. You can have your dog taken in a fall scene and be ready to jump in with them, because sometimes it doesn't go that well and they don't want to be in there by themselves. So you may have to be photo ready so you can take a picture with your dog. Ice cream, picture, Pup Trot, costume contest, check-in bags of some fun stuff. I think that's it. So 9 to 9:20 check-in, 9:30 trotting, costume contest, all happening around probably quarter to 11. You should be out of there by, I would think, 11:30. Now, the forecast is looking a little bit shaky. So last year it was coming down pretty good and I had to postpone it a week. Is there a chance? Yeah, I'm not going to have dogs walking in the pouring rain. Nobody wants their dog to be soaking wet and smelling. So if it's really nasty, if it's a little sprinkle here or there, I'm not going to be worried about it. But if it's raining, clearly not fun to be outside with dogs, I'm probably going to have to do a postponing. And I'm not going to do it the next day. The Bills are playing at 1. That won't work. I'm looking at the following week. So keep it in mind that in case the weather forecast is looking rocky, I may even cancel the day before or postpone the day before. But like last year, I waited till the morning of, just because it was unpredictable. I wasn't sure what was going to happen. So at the last minute, we did have to change the trot to the following week. So, all right, what are we going to talk about today? I just was like messing around with some things up in this room that I found that I had stored, and this is a tiny little container of bubbles. I must have put paw prints on these at one time. Super small. Okay. Failure. Failure. I know that these work well. Oh my God. How embarrassing. All right, whatever. I'm not going to be able to make this happen, apparently. I was blowing bubbles before this came on, and everything was like all over my screen. Whatever. Stupid. Forget that. Anyways, the reason I have these up here, well, you know what? I think these are I think there's some kind of like water in this one. I know, because the little cap broke and I was rinsing this off and I bet water got in here, so the bubble mixture is not working. Bubbles are great when they work. I'm always looking for distractions for dogs. So if a dog is misbehaving, out of sorts, maybe you're on a walk and something happens and you see another dog, or the dog is just really distracted that day and acting kind of funky for you and you're not having a great walk with them and you need to kind of recollect them. Things like bubbles are great because my dogs love bubbles. If I blow them, they'll just try to bite them out of the air. So it's a great way to bring their, their focus back to something else that you're doing and have them leave those distractions alone in the environment, whether it's cars, squirrels, people, bicycles, whatever it is. Leave that stuff alone and kind of get refocused. So I love using bubbles with dogs. These ones in particular, I know are non-toxic and they're fine if the dog bites them out of the air. I have a bunch of these at my store. Trust me, they do work. But I do remember what happened with this because the cap, the little stick broke and I was trying to put it back on. I spilled it and I remember rinsing it off and things like that. And I bet water got in there, so now it's not consistently working. But anyways, whatever. So what do I want to talk about today? Food. So I just went about my business in the kitchen where I seem to be spending a lot of my time lately, and I made a huge batch of dog food. I go back and forth with this. There's times I just really honestly don't have the time to make huge bags or batches of food, and so I am using kibble most of the time, but I really want to get more disciplined about it. So I decided, I saw a recipe online and I decided to try it, and the dogs were going crazy. Veda literally sat at my feet while I was making this for about 2 hours, so patiently, and it was only 3 o'clock when I finished, and I had to give her a meal. I could not make her wait until the time she usually eats, which is like 4:35. So I gave Carlos and Veda an early dinner today, and I'm sure they're going to have another one. But anyways, cooking for your dog, people ask me this a lot during lessons, is it expensive? Well, yeah, it can be. Kibble is expensive too, especially if you're using a good kibble. I mean, if you're using something from Tops, which that's not even really cheap anymore, but those are not the things you're supposed to be using for your dog. Don't forget, you get what you give. If you're feeding your dog healthy options, you're adding years to their life. So you could potentially be, doing a little investment here with spending that money now and having, maybe less vet bills later on for health reasons, or, adding time on that you have, because let's face it, their lives go by quick. And if you can do anything within your power to make them healthier and add those years on, why would you not? So if you are interested in more information on that, I have a girl that I count and rely on to answer a lot of questions about cooking for your dog. She's fantastic. I can get you hooked up with her, and she can be a resource for you. So the one that I made today had ground turkey, chicken breast, brown rice, mixed vegetables. I put extra carrots in there too, apples. Make sure you're peeling your apples, because apple skin is really hard for dogs to digest. They won't do well with it. Boiled eggs, kale. I think that was it. I made a huge batch, and then I portioned it off into bags, measuring so I can just grab the bag out of the fridge this week for meals for my dogs. I put some in the freezer for the end of the week so that it stays fresh. And I made a video of myself doing some of the steps of this that I'm going to put together like on an iMovie, and I will post it with this video as well, so you can kind of watch the process of what I was doing. I will add some other stuff in too, maybe like extra kale and maybe some yogurt. Maybe I'll put some coconut oil like on top of the mix that's in the bowl a couple times during the week. Coconut oil is great. It helps with their coat, it helps with their skin, all those things that become a problem, especially now that the weather is changing. Be smart when you make a change with your dog food, just like you do with kibble. You don't just make changes of things and not be mindful of the fact that maybe some of it's going to be hard for your dog to digest. Maybe they're not going to like some of the things. Maybe they're going to turn their nose at some of the things you put in the bowl. So it's kind of be trial and error here. And when you're first starting off, maybe do smaller batches. I did a huge one today just because I know what my dog is like, and I know that they will eat it and it'll be fine. But when you're trying something new, try a smaller batch and see how they do with it. How is it digesting? Are they eating it? Do they like it? Is it something that is making them have, looser stool or something like that? Sometimes you can get over those humps by just waiting it out, but other times you'll just find that certain things won't agree with them. So trial and error, be smart. You have to kind of pay close attention to the calories, the fats, the proteins, the carbs, to make sure that things are cooked correctly. If you're doing things with raw food, I'm not great at that. I do not do a raw diet. I know many people who do, but you really have to be careful with raw diets, and you have to make sure, like, even like for the people in your house, when you're doing raw diets and you're spending a lot of time in the kitchen on the counters and things like that with raw meat, you have to be mindful of the fact that you don't want to get your humans in the house sick. So there's a lot that goes with raw diets. It's supposed to be a really healthy way for dogs to eat. It's just something it's not my thing. So I don't do the raw diet thing, but you have to pay close attention to all the different components when you get rid of kibble, because you have to be mindful of, are they getting enough calories? Are they getting enough vitamins? How are the carbs in there and things like that? So just do your research, do your due diligence, talk to people. There's Facebook groups out there, and you can find so much information out there about all those different parts of cooking for your dog. So what else? Oh, speaking of coats and weather changing and things like that, the coconut oil is awesome. It does wonders for keeping your dog's coat looking nice and keeping their skin healthy. But besides that, paw pads are getting a rough deal during the time of the winter with the salt out there and the snow. So this doggo butter, I think I talked about that before, comes in this little tin like this. and inside I was just rubbing it around, so now it's kind of smeared. There's a paw, there's more underneath it, and it's pretty greasy. You don't need a lot. This will last a long time. These are 15. You can get them on my website, or you can stop at my store if you see me in there, or just shoot me a message and I can meet up with you if you want to buy one. This will last for months. It's not something that you're going to go through in a week. You want to put this on their paw pads or even their noses if they get dry or if they have calluses on their body. And another little tip, I know I talked about this in another video, this is great for tattoo healing. My son got a few tattoos a few years ago, and he, of course, you got to keep it lubricated so that it heals right and stays moist. This stuff is made of shea butter, coconut oil, beeswax, vitamin E. It's all organic, and it's all the stuff that heals a tattoo great. And he was using this, and his tattoo did fantastic. So if you just got a tattoo and you're interested, you can use doggo butter on it. But anyways, the best time to put this on your dog's paw pads is when they are going to be resting. So, you know, evening before bed. You don't want to put this on in the morning when they're going to be running all over the place and wear it right off. You want it to do its job. It does not have any scent. It does not have any taste. People often open this up and think it's going to smell really great. I don't do that. I make this, and I do not want dogs to go licking it and be enticed by it, because then it is counterproductive, right? If they're going to be licking their paw pad and irritating it more, what is the point of trying to heal it? It's going to make it worse. So there's no scent, no flavor. If I were doing more of them for people with tattoos, I probably would add a little bit of scent to it or something, because people expect when they open up something like that it's going to smell like vanilla or honey or something, but it does not. So what else? I think that's it. I'm going to attach a video, like I said, with this, talking about nutrition, or not talking about nutrition, but showing the whole process of me making sure I'm doing all the different components of nutrition when I'm cooking something for my dogs. You can see all the different steps in there. And is it time consuming? Oh yeah, it took me like 2 hours to do a week's worth of food, but in my opinion, they're worth it. It's worth it. And I feel better giving them things like that rather than dumping kibble in their bowl every day. So any questions, or if you want to get hooked up with my friend who knows a whole lot about this stuff, she knows a lot of stuff besides that too. She knows about different things with diabetic dogs, dogs that have seizures. She's super knowledgeable. I can give you her information, and she can do maybe like a little consult with you. I think she does most of them just on the phone. So other than that, there's still room on the Pup Trot. If you want to register, keep watching my post in case I have to postpone because of yucky weather. DoggoMafia716@gmail.com, 716-253-0130, DoggoMafia716 on Facebook and Instagram. That is about it. Before I click off, we are doing a pierogi pop-up at Frosted Fairy Tale tomorrow, Wednesday. And it was pre-order, but we do have a little bit of extra. So if you missed the opportunity to pre-order and you would like to try some pierogi, please stop in. I can't guarantee that we'll have it if you come, but you are in the area, why not? Just pop in and see if you can get yourself an order. It's 4 of them cooked for $12. We have potato cheddar, sauerkraut, and farmer ricotta sweet cheese mix. If you want to give a call just to see whether or not there's any extra in case you want to pop in and grab some, or if you even want to grab some to take home and cook on your own, you can do that too. 716-549-4444 is Frosted Fairy Tale Bake Shop. So remember I told you I'm a Jill of all trades. Pierogi, dog training, Pup Trot, I got it all going on over here. But I gotta go check out these bubbles and figure out what happened, because I have a whole bunch of them in my store and I know they work. That was embarrassing, but it's whatever. All right, guys, have a great Tuesday.